Good morning, friends. Happy Friday. It's Lori the Frugal Mom. It is Friday, March. I lost track. Sometime in the early 20s of March. Anyway, it's been a rough morning, guys. Um, yep, I got up about 2 hours ago with my son. Um, I'm not sure how many of you know, but he is neurodivergent. He has a couple mental issues. He has ADHD, ODD, conduct disorder, and I'm not sure what else, to be honest with you. He's been through every treatment modality that there is for his issues. Right now, he's in what's called a partial hospitalization, which is when he's in a program from Monday through Friday for 6 hours a day. It focuses on therapy, and it also replaces the school component of his day. And that has not worked. He's done that twice now, so the next step is to go to residential, which is something I really didn't want to do, but I don't see any other way. Because his behavior's only getting worse. He's very angry. He has outbursts. He's abusive. He hits me. He destroys things in the house. He constantly verbally abuses me. He steals from me, my daughter, and my sister. Destroys property. He's cost me a lot of money and destroyed property, and actually my landlord is getting fed up with it, and he's to the point where he might evict us if it doesn't stop. Even though I do have it fixed. It's not fast enough for him, even though I sometimes do it like within days of the property being damaged. So that's a problem as well. So the reason why I'm sharing all of this with you guys is because if anybody out there is living with this sort of situation, I don't want anybody to feel as alone as I do right now. My glasses are crooked. Anyway, it's frustrating, it's hard, it hurts, because I know deep down there's a sweet little boy in there, little boy that he used to be, and I just want that person back. His father is bipolar, and I suspect that he might be too, so in that case he's medicated for the wrong thing. He will be evaluated when he's in this residential program. The only problem is that he broke his wrist, and so he cannot go to the program until his wrist is healed enough to be in a soft cast, which is going to be several months from now. So that's what we're dealing with. So in the meantime, myself and my family has to deal with his outrageous behavior. This morning he was in a good mood when he woke up, and he showered, which he hasn't showered in 4 days. It's another thing that I deal with. He also hoards in his room, which is not good for a variety of reasons. I made him an omelet and homemade hash browns for breakfast with some fruit and some chocolate milk, and that went well. He took his medication, and I was coming around the corner of where my kitchen is into the dining area of the kitchen, and I asked him to give me his empty cup, and he went to throw it at me, and I told him when I saw him motion to do that, not to do that, because I knew that there was a little bit of milk in the bottom of the cup. I didn't want it all over me or the floor, and we're talking about an almost 15-year-old child, so this is not a baby, and I just don't need more mess to clean up, so I asked him to please not do that, and of course he did. And of course, the chocolate milk ended up all over the floor, so I just very nicely asked him, can you please clean that up now? And he refused. He told me tough. So I asked him again, and he told me tough, and he listens to this really offensive rap music. I don't think it's really called rap, and I really don't want that listened to in my home. I told him he's free to listen to it if he wants to, but he has to listen to it with headphones or earbuds or something like that, because I really don't want to hear it. And he blasts it in the morning, and it's inconsiderate to the neighbors and to the rest of the people sleeping in the house. He just doesn't care. He just put it louder, and he got up, he got in my face, he picked up my phone, he threw it at me, and he knocked over the garbage can, and I had 2 cabbages sitting on the counter. He picked one of those up, and he threatened to throw that at me, or smash it on the counter. He threw a pack of gum I had on the kitchen table for his sister across the room, and it ended up underneath our china cabinet, which I can't move, so that's going to draw ants. And then the cops came knocking on the door because they're in the side street right next to our house, and they heard the whole commotion. They're there because the water company is doing some work on the street, and they block off the street. So they came in, and they asked him what was up, and he started crying. He said it was me. This is really frustrating, guys, because some of you know, like, there are times where I have to call the police repeatedly for his behavior. I mean, I'm the one being abused here. I know that this is not completely his fault that he has issues, but he's abusing me. So when he told the police officer that it was me, all I said, and I said it calmly, I said, because I asked you to pick up garbage that you knocked over. And the police officer looked at me and said, shut up. Nasty. You know, I know that their hands are tied and that they have to follow the law to the letter. But isn't it their job to protect and serve people who are being abused and whatnot? They really don't do very much for me when I call them. They'll take him to the hospital, and then either myself or his father has to go and meet him there, and he always gets released. So that's a problem. They keep telling me they can't do anything else because he's a minor. It's not considered domestic violence. But I hate to tell you, it is. And he was not raised like this. You know, I have 2 kids, and one of them is well behaved like a typical teenager, and she's only snarky, you know, once in a while like a typical teenager would be. She doesn't abuse me, and she doesn't go around destroying our home. She doesn't have these issues. I understand she's got her own set of issues, but still, it's not anything that I did in raising him. I raised him with morals and values, and I taught him how to treat people, and this is what's happening. And to have a police officer tell me to shut up in my own home is really just, it's shocking, it's unnecessary, it's disrespectful. It shows my child that it's okay to be disrespectful. He said that I was just adding fuel to the fire or whatever. I don't think that that's what it was. If I was screaming at him, that would be what it would be, but I wasn't. So basically, they don't do anything to protect parents when they're being abused. And I'm just stuck in this terrible catch-22 with red tape until his arm heals. So I'm not sure what to do, guys. I have a headache now. I just want to cry. I'm trying really hard to hold it together to finish this video. Just not a good morning, but I'm going to try to make the rest of the day a good one. Hopefully all this noise behind me will be over shortly. I'm told the water will be off for a couple of hours. I just want to take a hot shower, and I want to lay back down because right now I just feel like I want to crawl into the center of the earth and hide. The other thing that I should say is that I have actually had people that I've known for a long time that I really don't talk to too much about these things. You know, tell me that they just can't have me in their life on a regular basis because they don't need any more on their own plate. I'm just going to say this. People in my situation, parents in my situation, when we come to talk to you about something like this, and oftentimes we don't. When we talk to you about it, it's often because you're asking us what's wrong if you sense that we're upset. And when we don't want to talk about the situation, you press, and then we tell you. And oftentimes the things that we're telling you that you're so horrified about are a fraction of the things that are actually going on. And that's what you don't want on your plate. But it's not that we're putting it on your plate. We don't want you to fix it. We just need somebody to listen to and someone to understand and someone to feel for us. And I don't understand what kind of world that we're living in when people can't be there for each other and show basic human kindness. It's hard to deal with this kind of thing on an everyday basis. It's heartbreaking. It's exhausting on a number of different levels. And unless you've lived it, you don't understand. So you know, it's just hard. I find myself in a position where I don't really have a lot of friends. The friends that I do have, most of them I can't talk to about this on a regular basis. Um, and that's hard. You know, I call people and they don't pick up the phone. I call people and they don't call me back. I text people and they ignore me. I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. I'm just dealing with a lot that I don't often talk about. And I share with you guys. It's not because I'm crazy or whatever. It's because I know that there are other people going through this in the world, and I don't want you guys to feel alone. So if you are going through this, know that, again, you're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you. I wish that you have strength. I pray for you. It will get better someday. Um, sorry, guys. So, it will get better someday. And if there's people in your life who are being unkind, karma will pay them back. Anyway, I'm going to post a video later on about how I make my orange spray. I just figured that since I talk a lot about my life and I share things, that this would be helpful to someone. Don't feel alone if you're going through it. There's support groups where you can find like-minded people. And no matter what, you are loved. God has you in the palm of his hand, and everything will be okay. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. God bless. Please like and share and subscribe.